Namaste, beloveds. So, thank you for being flexible and joining me on this journey. We're doing a lot of cleansing right now. So, we've got copal and cinnamon. These both have a lot of power for clearing darkness, protection, and helping to draw the darkness out from us. Whether it's a dark night of a soul, it's feeling stuck, blocked, frustrated, craving, whether you're achieving and receiving everything you've ever desired, and suddenly you don't know what to do next because you're used to living in fear or worry or pain or having a to-do list based on everything outside of you. So now we're bringing in some white sage. And why am I doing this? Because we're together. We're together in sacred space. So Akasha here, Nan Akasha, namaste. And thank you if you're new to our beautiful reality, our community. And hello, everybody. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kim. And I want to say something about what Kim said here. She said, nothing opening up yet on the manifesting, not much is moving. And I disagree. So Kim is one of my students, one of my clients, and a dear, dear beloved sister on this soul journey. And she's stunning. I mean, stunning. Everybody who's been in Intuition Awakening class with her is blown away by her gifts, and she's the most magnanimous person about seeing beauty in others and telling them. And she's had a massive breakthrough, and it's just beginning on turning that beautiful quality towards herself and creating a reality. So one thing I want to acknowledge in all of us is that we're all walking through difficult times. We're all walking through deep shit. We're all walking through our biggest fears or frustrations. We're hitting walls. We're moving towards this eclipse, and it's become the focus. It's a very popular topic, and I think it's important. I talk about it, and yet I really don't go on social media much. But I saw something on today, and it seemed like somebody said, like, oh, all I see, I went to look for eclipse videos and all I see are doom and gloom and people from weird religions trying to spout things at me. So I'm just going to start to spout the Bible. And I thought, how interesting that the reaction is, I've done a whole bunch of eclipse videos. So I know not all the videos are about doom and gloom because I don't talk about doom and gloom. The eclipse is not the end of the world. Okay, what we have to start to do is, I love ancient civilizations, wisdom, text, wisdom schools, principles, concepts, yet they have to be truth. And it's not truth if you're using it to apply judgment, hate, and heaping all kinds of negative energy, low states of consciousness into the world. By getting on your high horse, you're clearly attracting that. Well, I clearly attracted that. It didn't upset me. It just made me aware of a reality I don't intersect with, because I'm fully aware I create my own reality. My first website, my first URL, before there was a complicated thing, but for many years, and then somehow someone else got a hold of it, and then they put a virus on it. I have no idea why. And it was just a whole series of interesting things. So don't go there now. However, it's been the premise of my awakening is that it's time to create your own reality now. And that was 19 years ago when I first got online. And 18, 19 years ago, I don't know, was when I met Chris, because he's the reason I got online. He was making websites. So I don't know if you're still feeling this, but I really want you to tune into this, because we're clearing the space in a way that's going to allow a lot of deep shit to come up. because that's what's happening for me. Now, I had a reprieve. I had a lovely day yesterday. I went to town, so I gave myself the day off. And many of you know that I've been physically manifesting a lot of my transition, my metamorphosis, my rebirthing. I went through 2 retreats with a bunch of amazing women and a couple of young men. I did readings for them. One is a wise shaman. Blew my mind. Just appeared in my room right here, really tall, right next to my oracle card deck. While I was I was clearing the room from doing the reading for the younger one. And this is the first time that Spirit has told me to allow children to come. And they only came to 2 days of the activities, but there was a reason. And my reality was no, not under any circumstances. This is a spiritual experience, and everybody in it needs to feel the ability to just, let go and not deal with whatever, And these children have been raised very differently, very spiritual. And so I spent 3 days talking to Spirit, and they said, there are very specific things that you are the portal for, that they are ready for. And this is a window. This eclipse is a window, okay? It's a window for us collectively and globally. And wow, if you look out there, there's a lot of bad behavior and craziness. And I just barely skim knowing what's being talked about. And I don't go to town, but maybe once a month. And so I create my reality. My environment is extremely carefully crafted without being limited, because it's crafted for me. So one thing happened is that I came out of the rebirthing 8 times into the womb and all the ceremony we do, because we do ceremony with, I don't know, I think it was 5 different healers that I bring in, as well as every day I do a healing. And I'm a shaman healer, and the list goes on and on. And when you come in person, it's fun because most people don't know really the depth of what I do. So I do sound healing, and I work with all these things, herbs and crystals and all different kinds of cultures, and I channel many things, and I see you. And so there's a phenomenal experience that happens. And when they showed me that I was a portal for these young men, I thought, well, I know I'm a portal for me, and I'm a portal for other people to be seen, to be able to see themselves, to learn to see themselves, to learn to understand the difference between the poor voice, the constant, the frustrated part of you, the mindset, whether it's your family or it's from another life, that constantly is criticizing or telling you, you can't, you won't, you're not good enough, it's not going to work, just stay there, whatever. We all have it, and we're all shedding it. And so I be shedding a lot of shit, and I be shedding and rebirthing and rebirthing and rebirthing and rebirthing. And when I'm designing these retreats, they're coming through me, and I feel it and I see it. And we go, and it's fun, but we're also doing insanely deep spiritual work. That's also what's happening collectively, because we are one and we are individual. And then as a group, all of us on the retreat are one and we're individual. So the pieces come together. And I thought it's interruptive to have somebody come in 2 days, and they showed me no. And here's why. One, the dolphins wanted to interact with these everybody, and the mother, of course, I love you, sweetie, these young men, and they're manifesting their reality because they've come in and they're very young. And they're when you come in, the people coming in now that are young, they don't have a certain kind of programming that we do if we've been around a while. And so they have a very different perspective. We will never be able to see things the way they do, and they'll never be able to see things the way we do, although they're living in a reality created by what we have created. We're very rapidly becoming very, very aware that things aren't what we were told, things aren't what we thought. Why did we act that way? Why did these people do this? Now it's more obvious when people are lying. It's almost impossible to trust because there's this sense that everybody's selling you something or everybody's manipulating, and now there's AI, and I don't believe any photos anymore. I can enjoy them. But if you think about what is the reality of that, what's the benefit of that? Okay, this is frustrating. This is annoying. I had a day off from feeling really awful, feeling physically ill, but the bigger part, this no energy. And I'm ready. Like, I want to talk, I want to share, I want to create. And the oracle cards, the sacred feminine guides are coming in. There's more being created. We created a whole series of goddess and dragon. And it's the movement is within me. I just felt this huge pulse in my sacral. So I want you to understand, I still have all this going, that as you're entering this space, I'm just sharing whatever the hell's coming up, getting us into a space where we're going to cohesively vibrate into new realities, and I don't know what they're going to be. I want you to understand that when you are here with me on a live stream, if it's free, in a class, in a private session, at a retreat, doesn't matter what it is. My number one priority in my entire life everybody needs to feel this right now. Feel your heart. What is your number one priority? And then you're going to have to look underneath it. And that's what happened at the retreat. The first healing and channeling I did, I had this memory yesterday. I was like, oh, that's right. That's what came through, was Kukulkan, which is the feathered serpent, which is the sun god, which is the wind god, which is the essence of the sun, which is you, which is self, which is what brings the fire of the spirit into your body, which then turns into your kundalini, which is in your sacral, which is at the base of your spine, which is called a Janisa crystal, or it is the 8 original cells, which with your body decided, I'm going to be a girl or a boy, and then it started to form the rest of you. In that is your spiritual soul blueprint. I've gone really deep into mystery schools, studying with shamans, going on vision quests, going through epic breakdowns, epic successes. I've eaten this life and really taken it in. And it wasn't because I understood that the spiritual result and benefits were going to be so friggin' worth it. Go through the pain, do it. I thought it sucked at the time. I felt the emotion of the frustration. I felt the pain of feeling stuck, feeling again or why, or constantly just interrupted or cut off. And so before the retreat, I manifested all of this physical stuff, and then I moved into a different state. So illness, all shamanic rituals. I mean, Native Americans alone. Wow, if you look at any of their some of their initiation rituals, ancient Egypt. I've been through several ancient Egyptian mystery schools, and the initiations are designed to stress you out, push you to the edge, bring up all your fears, cause you to be tired, hungry, dehydrated, whatever version of it. Those are all tools. You know that fasting is often a practice before deep meditation, transformation, shamanic journeying, going into the jungle of your mind, jungle of your emotions, jungle of your heart. We're here. And this sacred space we're creating right now is raw, rare, open heart. And I believe that in most moments of my life, I'm living right here, walking alongside my spirit self as much as I am able at this time and in each moment. Every moment is different. When we criticize ourselves and we either hold on to frustration and carry it with us, therefore causing inflammation, infection. Hang on. It can be in any area that you see or feel the eclipse, because why? We were given an opportunity to, in a balanced way, see, sense, feel, release everything in the equinox. My favorite time to do retreat is equinox and solstice. And because the energies are so powerful when you're at an equal point, a balanced point. Whether you were on retreat with me or not, you went through something very profound. Now is the time, because we went through one eclipse. That means we left our reality, but we're in a transition zone. Chiron is the wounded healer, and the wounded healer is a father, as in terms of a guide. Don't put your father issues onto it. A divine masculine. It's a teacher, and a teacher that's hands-on and is wise because he has suffered. If you read about Chiron, he was made into a god or demigod because he was so inflicted with pain and misery and challenges in his life, because he's a hero and so are you. We all came here to live the hero's journey, and we're all here as gods and goddesses creating the reality. And we've been told to recreate the bullshit reality, recreate the reality of limitations, recreate the reality that we're not good enough, that we have to please everybody else, that we have to look like this, and on and on and on and on and on. And it doesn't really matter where you are on the journey in relationship to other people. They don't understand your journey anyway. No matter how much they love you, they do not know what you are experiencing. And the more that we're hooked into what everyone else is doing, thinking, predicting, especially if it's negative and doom, be very, very careful what you listen to. Be very, very careful what you feed your mind, what you feed your soul. We went to an art exhibit yesterday. I'm an artist. I have an art degree. I have a bachelor's of science in design. I have an art history major. I've had design firm in fashion and real estate, and I've done an enormous amount. And my whole reality turned around into taking that and realizing that I like beauty, and I like the beauty that may not be conventional. So someone else might not like it. And so my family has very good taste, very refined taste. And so everything is very pretty and beautiful and simple. And I appreciate that. And I always had my house similar to that, but with my own flair. And then I got on my spiritual path and I started buying crystals, and I started having images or statues or animals, or, you know, my turtle here. Isn't she gorgeous? She's so gorgeous. Is I love everything in this room, everything here, because the energy that it brings me. I no longer care if it looks pretty and appropriate and ready for the magazine. That's Mother Earth, and that's the baby turtles that were born out here when I moved in and came over here and fell into my pool that was just a ditch of sand. So they came and blessed my land. And we've had 2 batches of baby turtles born on this land. Unfortunately, we're losing our beach, so I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain any more nests. However, there's a group that moves them as soon as they see them laid. And so that may happen, that they can be put to higher ground. However, it's the energy that's more important to me, but it also has to be beautiful for me. So I paint my walls. This is a beach house, okay? It's uber simple, uber rustic. It's just all concrete. And it was painted yellow. So in the past, or up in my bedroom, it's painted this beautiful kind of Navajo white, which is this beautiful, like neutral color. But then I have an accent wall. And so everything to me, the designer in me was designing the house, and then I fill it and then it comes in. So certain things came with me. You probably notice my altars change all the time. They change depending on the class I'm teaching. This is what is here to support me in my environment so that I don't have to fight the environment every day while I might be having a rebirth and a shedding and old shitty emotions are coming up, or old frustrations or old fears, and the new is calling. What is the new that's calling you right now? It's going to challenge your heart. It's going to scare the crap out of your belly. It's going to turn your sacral into jelly. And that's a good thing, because if we have an earthquake long enough, guess what? The ground liquefies. If you've ever been in an earthquake of a really high magnitude, you stop believing in physical reality. I was working in the fashion design industry in LA when they had and I forget what it's called now. It was a huge, huge one. And if I remembered the name of it, it was the area, something with a Y. It was in the 80s, the second half of the 80s. And if anybody knows what that one was, it was big. And I was in the fashion design factory, but I worked with the designer. I was the assistant designer. But it's a factory, so it's concrete floors. But in the design area, it was wall to ceiling mirrors, because we would design things, they would get sewn up, then our fit model would come, we'd try them on her, we'd be looking in the mirror, she's looking, we're looking this way, right? You're holding stuff up. So it's just part of the design world. And we're having an earthquake of epic proportions, and the concrete floor is going like this. Now you know what Kukulkan is telling you. What is the sacred serpent telling you? What is the dragon telling us? What is our Kundalini telling us? What is our life telling us? What is the hero's journey? Up and down. There's no goal to reach that is where you're going to have the perfect husband and the perfect house and the perfect job and nothing changes ever again. It's not reality, and everything is changing faster than ever. Our frustration is that it's so frustrating. Well, guess what? I had an epiphany. Because I'm in this epic blah, 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 astrology talk. Grand trine, grand square is my eclipse coming up. So, and a bunch of other shit in my chart is hitting the shit in the chart. So if you know what that means, it means hit a wall, 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 hit a wall. Oh, the fairies just took you to the next best thing ever. Hit a wall, 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 hit a wall. Oh, hit a wall, hit a wall. And she described it as a square tire that you're going to go clunk, clunk, slide, clunk, clunk. So I go, okay, clunk, 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 clunk. So yesterday was a slide, and we went to an art show, and I was concerned about feeding my mind the images that were in the art show. So I love art, and I love to support art, and I don't see much art other than Mayan or Aztec or ancient art here. And I don't mind that. I love it. However, I would like to go to the Louvre every week. I would like to go to the Monet Museum. I could spend 3 months in Paris going to a museum every day and spending 6 hours there and being a very happy person, because I connect with the frequency and the energy. And then I start talking, and then I start journeying, and I start walking in more than one reality. What are you being invited to leave behind that wouldn't support you being a multidimensional being? What is in your heart that you have walled off and you don't want to let come up? What is in this magic chamber that we are now entering? So we're in an infinity healing chamber. If you want to tune into it, it's gold and silver. The gold and silver ray are the 12th and the 10th ray of creation. The first 12 rays of creation are ascended masters. They were created by Gaia, who's the original creator of everything. Then, if you can read your Greek mythology, but this brings me back to something we said in the beginning, is I love ancient stuff, and then you have to bring that wisdom into the now. because we're in a time that we're moving faster than ever. So we're clunking rather than clunk and a month later clunk, or clunk and 5 years later clunk, or clunk and 10 lifetimes later clunk. Screw that shit. I really wanted to say fuck that shit. I'm not doing that anymore. I am not going to take 10,000 more lifetimes to process this shit. It's time. We're done. You don't have to keep riding the hamster wheel. You don't have to keep creating the same life. You don't have to keep doing the karma. So don't listen to anything that tells you the world's going to end and the devil's coming back. That's just all a bunch of crap. The devil or the demon is your own inner fear. It is the blocks. It is the agreements. It's the soul contracts, it's the karmic knots, it's the habits, it's the mindsets, it's the family curses or lineage things. It's just all these energies that you have within you because you chose to bring them here. Nobody's done this to us. We're not being punished. And yet that's what we were conditioned to think, to be frustrated because someone else hasn't been the authority to give us permission to do that, or we've held ourselves back, or we're starting to realize how much we've held ourselves back. Anybody relate? Yes, I'm so glad, Marnie. Yes, she says, I'm so trying to calm because she's letting the dolphins come and heal her. She came and spent time with the dolphins. There's healing that happened in those wombs, in those caves, in those sacred ceremonies, Aztec, Mayan, all the ones we did, mine, the sound healing, the one in the cave with the sound healer at night was just the first time we've ever done that. It was mind blowing. And all the in between times when the dolphins were coming in and rewiring us. And we're gifted with this bliss when you're with the dolphins. So it's really easy to start going back to the old bullshit. That's conditioning. So think about it like this. If you have heard of or seen that we've all woken up to the fact that history is not true. History was written by the conqueror or the person with the power, and they made up whatever fucking bullshit story they wanted. Okay, that's just what happened. It happened here, it happened there, it happened everywhere, it happened within cultures, it happened over other cultures. It sucks ass. I know. I live in the middle of a sacred place that has had the most horrific shit done to it. I live in the Yucatan. I live where the Maya were, one of the most advanced. I mean, if we were really ever told the truth, the most advanced early civilization, some of their places being tested back to 30,000 years ago. They won't release that. They asked if you would release 10,000 and they said, no, we're only going to acknowledge 7,000. It would upset too many people. It would upset the story that the governments, that the power people, that the history writers, that the religions, that the schools, that the families, that the whatever, okay? It isn't to blame anybody. Don't get sucked into that game. We're here to go raw, and I'm going to let go in a minute and see whatever wants to come through. The rawness of this is the key to freak out, to get it out, to say, that is not my shit, okay? I don't care if my mom won't like it, my ex won't like it, my children won't like it, the wall won't like it, my dog won't like it, my whatever. I don't care. Stop it. Just stop it. Give yourself a kick in the ass and say, I'm not doing it, because in a couple of days, we're going to go through a portal. Now, don't worry about it because we've been going through it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I know. And if you're sensitive, you know, right? And it's just the peak of it. Okay, Monday. So what happened was yesterday was beautiful. We went to this art show. I saw the images. It's Banksy, if you know, it was a wonderful show. I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it. He's a graffiti artist that became very famous who likes to make commentary on the rules and the crimes that are committed by the people in power and the things that happen to us. And so it's not really uplifting. It is enlightening. I agree with it. I don't need to be convinced that we need to stop having war and judging each other. And he has an image of like a a bomber, like an IRA bomber in Ireland or something, running, getting ready to throw like, something that blows up and kills people, holding a bouquet of flowers. Okay. That's what we're here to do. We're here to say, I'm throwing a love bomb. Okay. We've got to do that for ourselves first. And it's really hard because I'm going through layers and layers and layers that are peeling off. And I'm not crying because it's bad. It's what wants to come out of my body. So this morning I woke up and I was so happy. I had a day just with my beloved and I could just relax. We went to art. At the end, you got to graffiti on a wall. You got to paint pictures and put them anywhere you wanted on the wall. And it was, and the authorities, the guards of the museum were there like, do you want some paint? Would you like another paintbrush? Do you want a water? Look over here, you can do this. And it was like being given permission by authorities to express yourself and not inside of a box and not after 50 passwords and not after 85 forms. Okay, we weren't designed for this restriction, but we were raised to be the sheep that live inside of it. Question everything. Don't think because your mother loved one thing and would be really disappointed because you don't want to honor that is what you should do with your life. And if you do choose to keep doing things for other people, for the past, for the fear, it's your choice, and acknowledge it's your choice and stand in your own decision. Stand in your own pile of shit. It's raw. This is raw. It's just fuck, or whatever the hell to get the shit out of you. You are not here to be anyone else's life. And if you're giving your life to something that doesn't serve you, observe it, acknowledge it, look at it, and then watch the emotion around it, because that's the part that's going to start pelting you with it and back you off of change. You are going towards a threshold. You are walking towards a cliff. It's in my head, right? I see this, I see things. It's like it was over there because Monday's over there. As that's my mind sees the week in a very visual, I want to say physical way, but it's just weird. So anyway, it's over there, and we just went over there while I'm talking, while I'm channeling whatever this is, and I went around until we're looking right at the portal, and it was like a cliff with a big circles of light, different colored light, bands of light, creating these spheres for the portal, and you can't see through the portal. You don't know where you're going to go. The only control you have is to let go of whatever you don't want. And I've gotten very good at doing my light work all the time. So I'm usually very able to just be with what's coming up. Doesn't mean there's no master that doesn't feel what they're going through. They go through their shit too. So don't believe anybody. Don't hire anybody who pretends they've got their shit together and their life is perfect, because it's not true. I've been the mentor and coach for many, 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 many wealthy and famous people. And I can tell you, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody has this shit coming up. That means everyone around you has this shit coming up. You can't carry their shit and yours through this portal. So where are you carrying everyone else? Where are you overgiving? Where are you undercharging? Where are you holding yourself back because someone wouldn't like it? Where is it? This is the magic space. Dump it now, right here in the middle. This is a magic space. If the word magic upsets you, good. Then you go, why does it upset me? What is upsetting me? What does it make me think of? Well, I can tell you that underneath it all is the conditioning that women are bad and healing is bad and going direct to source is bad and being able to see your own visions is bad and being able to get information from angels and animal spirits and Gaia, the earth, and crystals and the weather and the moon and the sun and every other living being in this universe is bad. You can only do it our way. You're evil, or you're evil because you're a woman, or you're sin, or there's well, if you're a witch, you're a witch. People still say, oh, what are you, a witch? Like it's a bad thing. And, that is so friggin' intense, because look at what has been done to us. And I say us as a collective. There is not a person alive right now who has not been beheaded, drowned, stabbed, slit, hung, burned at the stake, excommunicated, disowned, outcast, threatened, controlled, gaslighted, and anything else you want to throw in there. Everyone has experienced it. They've experienced it in this life and in other lives. Every single person alive right now is here to take a giant step in their soul towards being their own creator, not being the best of anyone else's something. Nobody else's life is yours. You were taught you had to do it for this. Oh, you don't care about your kids, or you don't care about your family, or you're not the good child, or you're not this, or you're not that. Whatever, dude. Okay? It's not your story, and we have to stop listening to it. What happened? We were told it. We tried to do it. We couldn't survive on our own as children. And in whatever environment, super harsh and nasty, or kind of loving, or everything in between, you came into being an adult. And being an adult is deciding that you move out, deciding that you leave home. That includes finding out who you are, because you've been given one path, one philosophy, one mindset. And then, most likely, in some degree or another, it did not fit you. It did not suit you. It didn't feel comfortable. It didn't resonate. It didn't make you happy. And how much of you did the degree to make them happy, got the job to make them happy, did a lifestyle a certain way to fit in, or to stay safe, or to do what was normal for the people around you? It's okay. We're not here to blame anybody, including yourself. You did it. You survived it. You're here. Fucking A. Way to go. Okay? That's the truth, is that you're a warrior, you're a goddess, you're a kick-ass, whatever the hell you want to call it. You're a spiritual rock star, because there's no one alive right now. This is mind-blowing. This is still going over here. Wow. Is that, and this is clearing, cleansing, protecting us in many, 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 many ways. I'll put the candle back here too. Thank you, Bast. What are you leaving behind is the focus for shedding, rebirthing, and resurrection. We're in the spring. It just was Easter. Whatever your philosophy is, I loved when I got into the goddess world. I loved when I got into the shaman world. I loved when I got into the nature world, the earth-oriented world. I love all of that kind of stuff still. I don't know everyone's philosophy, but the underlying thing, the connection to nature, the respect for literally everything is alive with the same God source energy, whatever you want to call it, as you are. It doesn't matter if it's not moving really fast or doesn't speak English. Okay. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a soul. Different bodies or different cars have different abilities. So a cat comes to be a cat to enjoy being a cat. It doesn't want to be a human. You don't go, well, it's not smart because it doesn't read books. It's being a cat. And quite honestly, I think that sounds like a kick-ass thing, and I might try that again one time. Bast. So being you is an honor. Being you is your responsibility. Being me is my responsibility. And are you serving? Am I serving? Are we serving the highest good? How about just serving your own good? Because most people are acting out of selfishness and they don't even realize it. Because when you give all your power away, when you put everybody else first, when you sacrifice who you are, when you stress yourself out, when you don't leave a relationship when you need to leave because you're afraid, you don't know how, you want to keep everything status quo, good luck. You're just going to drag that out until it all blows up because you've got a tie to that agreement. And that agreement is with you, and it's with your soul, and it's not with anyone else. I had many agreements with my ex-husband, and we were married for 25 years. 3.5 years was the divorce, the separation and the divorce. It was epic, epic, epic. And I took myself from the top of everything to the bottom of, oh, let's get deeper. Oh, let's go a little bit deeper. Hey, let's go a little bit deeper. And so that shit is the gift of being here now. So be here now has more meanings than ever before. Start to accept who you are, what has happened, what it means, how it felt. It doesn't mean what you thought it means. It means, wow, you came here with big stuff to do because we've got big energy now. If you're going to run around a track and jump over a hurdle, you used to go really slow. We all did, because that was the energy, that was the atmosphere. Now time is sped up. Everything is sped up. The Mayan pyramid shows us this is time. Boom, 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 boom. And we're at the top, and it's a state of unity. What's the state of unity? It's reunion. We have to reunite with why we came. The failures have more power. The fears have more power. Otherwise, we would just walk right over them. So who has the power inside of you? The past, the parents, the pain, the programs, the patterns. Who do you give the power to? I've got to scroll on Facebook. I have to watch the news with my husband. I literally have clients who tell me, I have to watch the news, but I don't like to. What? Are you in prison? Are you tied to a chair? Well, no, but my husband wants me there. I'm like, well, tell him he can watch it. You don't have to make him not watch it. You don't get to impose your thing on other people. Don't do it. And don't be in a relationship because you think you can change them. And you're in a relationship right now because with yourself. We're in a relationship right now with ourselves where we're trying to keep ourselves safe by hiding certain things and then holding ourselves back at the same time, being frustrated because we're trying to move forward and we don't know who we are. And that's the point. We're in a metamorphosis. So we're going to let go. We're going to let go. We're going to let go. What are you going to let go of? What are you going to let go of? Why are you here? Why are you really here? What do you want? Not really. What do you want? Now, what do you want? And guess what? You're still not there. You're still not there. We have too much shit to let go of and decondition and unravel. So let go, have a breakdown, go into the tempest, give yourself that permission. So all last week, I wanted to do shows. I wanted to do all these things. Nope. And my spirit knows that if they don't slow me down physically, I don't like realizing this. That's a love relationship I have. We're talking. Very good. I'm seeing the strategy. I like the strategy. I'm seeing the strategy in my own soul. And this is a part of me. So we're all working together. That means if I'm down here in the experience of it and I'm letting my old emotions recreate the same reality, don't bring it through the eclipse. It's going to be worse. You're going to be going faster. The dragon energy is getting bigger. The sacred feminine is rising faster. Your intuition is going to start showing you more and more and more and more and more. And you're going to be dragging old stuff. And then you're going to attract negative energies, whether it's seeing people or your people around you being negative and everybody holding you back and feeling like you're burning at the stake or whatever. So if you feel like you're burning at the stake, sit in the fire. If you feel like you're sinking into the well, sink into the well. I sank into the well. I went to deep. And then I came to yesterday and it was beautiful and it was lovely. And last night we came home and I was so surprised that I had energy. I was really worried because I haven't had energy for even a half a day. And I was like, this is so wonderful. And I woke up blissful. My kitty was there. And I thought, oh, I get to sleep in a little bit. And I looked out the window and this epic sunrise was going on. So I didn't comb my hair. I didn't do anything. I ran down to the beach. I enjoyed it. I sucked it in. I drank it in. And then I took a picture of myself with my hair all wackadoodle and everything. And I was like, oh, cool. And that's that. And then I went back to bed. And then I started to realize, you know what? I don't want this. And I'm not sure I want that. And I started feeling now. I was coming out of the slide. I was coming out of the trine. I was coming back into the clunk. So what I mean by that is that walls that I'm hitting right now with the squares in my chart. So we were going to do this other, let's see, we were going to do this today. And it became very clear to me that was not going to be happening. And I hit a big clunk and had a huge shedding. And I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not pulling my shit together to go do this because that's what I said I did. And I have an obligation to all of you. Yeah. This is my life. My spiritual path is my life. I can't do anything else. I have to design my life to support me, to be able to be the clearest path for you. And I can't be somebody any longer that stands on stage. I never did it in the first place, but I never talked about the raw shit and say, oh, it's easy. Oh, it's fast. Oh, you can be a millionaire tomorrow. You can't. I'm not saying you won't and you can't be a millionaire. I'm saying it's not going to happen by tomorrow. And if somebody is pressuring you and pushing you, be very, very, very careful. What triggers are they bringing up for you? And use that instead to go deep into your own self to see where you're attached to the idea that you don't already know the path, because you do. So we're going to do this now after the eclipse, the day after, because the portal is just the portal. And then you're going to be like, whoa, whoa. So we're going to do that together. And this is what we're going to do on the eclipse. And it's going to be a magical eclipse portal party. And I wanted to bring in the energies of the pyramid and the group from the retreat and these empowering, beautiful boys, although one's taking the picture. So, and this energy of the goddess of the sacred feminine rising. And here we have these beautiful sacred masculine. So what I was told was that they needed to be at the dolphins for one particular day. So the dolphins did their thing. Then I did a healing and I did a reading. The one in this picture is a very wise shaman who appeared to me and had me pick up the shaman deck and did an amazing reading with him. And the other one, wow, also incredibly powerful and very attached, very not attached, embodying the abilities of a jaguar shaman or a Balam, as well as owl. And there's power that they brought and received at these sacred places. So you're going to receive from these images I'm going to share with you. You're receiving now, and you're also giving. You're always in an exchange with everything. The sacred feminine freedom is that it's time for us to be free, not just to be women and have rights to vote and open bank accounts and all that stuff. Yes. For me, it's freeing you from the limitations of embodying your sacred feminine powers. And that's who came to me today as I had my epic breakdown. Okay. So we did all that the other day. All right. So this is this morning, sunrise with the crescent moon. So I want to share the energies with you of that. And my oracle deck is continuing to evolve, and we got to work with it. And there's new aspects of it coming. And what the theme is the sacred feminine is rising. And that means the intuition. That means remembering these ancient wisdom paths and secrets, realizing that you're on a hero's journey, understanding that when you're having this breakdown, there's a sacred reason. You're not being punished. And if you keep staying stuck in the victim mode, then you're not the creator. And how can you be the creator? And how can you be the oracle? And how can you be the seer? And how can you be the birther? And how can you be the creative artist of your life? And you are here and you get to choose how to create it from your very environment. You're not stuck where you are. And all the excuses that you have right now are not true. And that's just the reality. So boom, in your face. Now, I'm not saying, so you're bad by being stopped by the things you perceive. And number one thing for most people is money, right? Or the money or the time or other people's agreements. I'm telling you, I totally understand when you're stuck, when you're in this, when you're not flowing, when you feel frustrated or separated from, and every single thing is for our greater good. So right now we're dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. The cards are coming up right now and I'm putting them out on the table. I'm going to share them in a fuller format with you. Here's our prosperity grandmothers, working very closely with them. Here's the blow your mind goddess of infinite vision. Good. The friggin' eclipse can blow our mind. Kundalini dragon empress. That's what we're doing here. Dragon energy, releasing this energy. So the magic in this space was guided, and here I am in all my glamour. And I was stunned on the picture when I looked at the picture, because the color, this is what it really looked like, and I didn't edit it. And I was just like, oh. And to me, this is like the dawning. This is like the portal. This is like, it's over my crown. It's over my head. It's coming down through the waters around me. I breathe in and bring the solar energy, bring the sun energy, bring the gold ray energy. This sacred chamber is made out of the gold ray. The gold ray is the gold god ray. It's the sacred masculine ray. It holds all the other rays within it. It reconnects us to our purpose. It raises us above all of this drama into the sacred divinity of the truth of who we are. And the 11th the 10th silver goddess ray is bringing all of those different aspects of the sacred feminine. That's why the chamber that we're in is made from both of them. It's a balance, and they're both working with us to do these things. Now, let me, okay, no, I got to do this first, and then I got to go do this. I'm going to share the oracle cards with you now. So I have no idea what we're doing, because when I decided there was no way I was doing the other show, and then they started showing me what they wanted to do with that show, I would say that normally I would feel spent from the output of energy that I had, and yet even with, I can tell my throat is raw because I did a lot of expressing. And yes, I feel this is the most important portal. So the other day, I don't know why, I had Donna make me that title screen, shedding and resurrection and rebirth. So resurrection is not a word that I typically use because I don't like the Christian aspect of it. I don't judge any particular thing, but I don't like limitation and control and lies, and I don't like appropriation, except that it brings us together, celebrating the same thing from different aspects. But it's the idea that the resurrection was only for Jesus, because the point was to show us that we all do this. And that's what all the ancient religions, all the mystery schools, all the shaman, all the goddess traditions and Celtic traditions, and a lot of the things that I've been trained in are all speak of the same thing, that everything is life, and that the divine life is a cycle of constant shedding and rebirthing and resurrection. So the purpose of the resurrection, in whatever story, whatever tradition, Isis and all that, Isis and Horus and Osiris were much more famous, the same storyline, the mother, father, child, and he was chopped up into a million pieces by his brother, spread all over the known world universe. And Isis, one of the reasons that she is the queen of the mother goddesses, is because she is truly the divine mother. She went and wife and whatever. She went and found every single piece, and so she had to go on a heroine's journey too. Her husband was cut into a million pieces. She's a goddess. Wow. What if you're a goddess and you think your life sucks because it's not working out perfect, or your son was crucified, or your husband was cut into a million pieces, and then you realize that you're here to be the creator, and the creator gives birth, and then it dies, and then it's composted, it's accepted, it's reconnected, it's drawn back into us. It's drawn back into you. You reject part of yourself, you reject all of yourself. You cannot evolve, you cannot turn into something new, you cannot become what you are here to become, because the ignition of your kundalini will burn you up. If you truly got your powers right now, with the beliefs that you hold, with the limitations you have, with the things that are still holding you back, no matter how far you've come, yes, congratulations, you're here. You did it. You're great. You're living better than ever before. You're more conscious than ever before. You do your work every day. Absolutely fantastic. And guess what? Now the next step, okay? Okay, yes. We've won our reward. Our reward is this shedding. Yet to resurrect, you don't need someone else. You need your own belief in yourself. And the first thing that has to happen is you have to die. You cannot be resurrected. You cannot be reborn if you don't die. And if you don't die to who you were, if you keep hanging on to who you were, if you keep hanging on to what everyone thinks, if you keep hanging on to the things that happened before that frustrate you still, you can't die. So you keep staying in this state of doing it and rising above it and doing it again and learning more and being better and over and over and over until bam, 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 you're going so fast, you're hitting your head against the wall every 5 minutes. Guess what that means? Oh, wait a minute. I got to pull my head out of being in this life and remember that I am the designer of this life, that I am the communicator of this life, that I am here supported by goddamn so many friggin' things. It's ludicrous. And I'm over here going, oh no, poor me. Oh no, poor me. This happened, that happened. What if this person hurts me? What if it tries? What if this doesn't happen? Oh no, oh no. Yep. What do you want to choose? What do you want to leave behind? I'm leaving that behind. Are you sure? I'm leaving that behind. I spewed it out all morning. I'm shedding that shit. I'm shedding that shit. I'm shedding that shit. Do you need to know what that is? No, you don't need to know what that is. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we want to thank this goddess. This is goddess and dragon. Came last year. So it's interesting because it's the first card that wanted to come. And the energies are so beautiful. The elegance of the femininity is the presence, just being, looking within, not looking without, not standing proudly, not trying to be something for anyone else. This is inner peace with your divine, sacred feminine. I don't care if you're a girl or a boy, you've got divine, sacred feminine. And yes, it's out of balance. Both of them are out of balance. And that's what this is about. Now, the dragon energy is here to build. It's that masculine energy this year. Delphine is asking to come. When I see Delphine, I feel guilty. I feel ashamed. I feel almost like I want to look the other way because of the shock that I didn't know. I didn't remember her. I want to cry because I feel like I betrayed someone of great importance to me, a beloved, someone that I have a sacred agreement with, someone who's suffered. And I went with the crowd and I lived the conditioned reality, and I forgot that as the daughter of Gaia, just like me, she was asked to protect the sacred life force, the Kundalini. And because it was stolen from the divine feminine, She was killed and she was burned, and Apollo's temple was built upon her. And what I remembered as a child, I traveled so many times to ancient Greece. So many times. I walked the lands. I remembered it all. I was an oracle in the sanctuary of Athena at Delphi. I played in the spring. I purified. I was raised with the sisters. We were all raised to be oracles. Our entire life was dedicated to the spiritual path, to being a complete and pure, divine feminine channel. And I want to be that again. I want to be that again. I want to be that now. That freedom was taken and stolen and burned. What will happen if we all just let go of what happened? It happened. My sister, my beloved, the divine Kundalini of Gaia, the life force of our divine creator mother, the source from which every day we draw our breath through you, and I didn't remember you until last year, and I didn't know about you until you called me, and I went there, and I had to step out of my limits, and you called me. Thank you, thank you. And Gaia, and Athena, and Artemis, and Isis. I forgive myself because carrying this sadness and guilt and grief is only a block to being what I am here to become again, a new version of pure, divine, sacred feminine, a channel for all that is and was to again align with the protectress, with the life force directly, not through anyone else's polluted, infected, toxic, agenda-filled channel. Whatever it is, serve it up. I'll take it. Whatever it is, I want to know it's here. I no longer want to live this. I will not live this. I will not accept this. Bring it on. I'll hit my head 1,000 times. Look what you've been through. Look what you've been through. Look what you've been through. Look at yourself. Stop feeling sorry for others. Stop trying to carry others. Look what you've been through. Let the Divine Mother, let Gaia, let Merlin, let the Lady of the Lake, let Bast come and be the healer, the purest divine healer. We are here to be the divine channels of light. If we don't accept it now, how can anything change? If we aren't the ones that channel the light, how will anything change? If we aren't the ones to channel the light, how will anything change? How? How? Who are you being? Stop it. Who did you think you were? Nope, not true. even the glamorous, even the desire, even the beauty, even the joy, it's not who you are. You're so much more. You're so much better. You keep holding back. You keep holding back. You keep holding back. You keep holding back. Not only are you sick of it, you're poisoning yourself with it. It's time for it to end. Where does it have to end? Pick a place right now. Where are you giving and not receiving? Where are you giving but not to yourself? Where are you over giving? Where are you under receiving? Where are you cutting yourself out of the loop? How do you expect to birth your world when you're not supported and nourished and sustained? Stop feeding yourself the lies. Stop being burdened by this. Shed it. It's painful because you don't know what's happening. And it's totally worth it. It was always worth it. It was worth it when you burned. It was worth it when you swam with the alligators. It was worth it when you drowned. It was worth it every time, because now the interrupted lives are here. The resurrection is here. Isis is here. We are here now to be one, to find all the pieces of you that have been cut up and spread out through lives, through times, through portals, through spaces, tied up in agreements, shackled. You are not who you were. You are not limited. This is not the time to act like this. You must be free. We must speak to you. You must be free. We must speak through you. We must be free. We need you. We need you now. Is your purpose really to be who you came here to be? Then it is time to stop being who you've been. This is an opportunity. This portal will take you places you can't imagine. Don't try to think of where you're going. Be here now. Be here now. Be on both sides. See the fear, see the joy, see the pain. Let it all go. It's all lies. It's all illusion. It's going to hold you back. Anything that was of value is already within you. Shed it all. Resurrect means you must find the pieces. You must be willing to find the pieces. You're the one that hid them. You're the one that forbid them. You're the one that decided, I'm never speaking up. I don't want money. I'll be attacked. I'll be burned at the stake. I'll be betrayed. I don't want to love. I want to love. I can't be alone. I have to be alone. All of it is a lie. Too much, not enough. All of it. The stories have to melt. This is the time. This is the time. Melting, 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 and you're free because you don't need to know what to do. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. Get your mind out of here. We don't want your mind. We want your mind to be free because the rest will then be freed. It won't follow the mind. It will be freed to take the path that you desire, that you crave. Do you crave to go to sacred circles? Do you crave to allow your creativity, your voice, your truth, your money, your joy, your sisters, your recognition, your powers, your harmony, your magic to flow? Yes. Hell yes. Fuck yes. Yes. Then let it be. Choose it. It means you have to go into and through. And you know that. It's so nice to feel the lightness, the dawn after the dark night. I don't want to let it go. I know. And that's part of the reason you keep going through the cycle, because you are attached to what you get. And it's meant to be savored, loved, appreciated, enjoyed, Drink it in, eat it, ask for more of whatever you love. Do it, do it, do it, and realize it's never going to be the same. Let it flow, let it change, let it shape shift. The moment changes, you are on a journey. Who you were cannot go with you. There will be more shedding. There will be more rebirthing. There will be more deep, dark wells, demons and recesses. There will be more fears, and there is more light, because every night leads to the dawn. You know how to walk your sacred path. That is the truth. You can't look outside of yourself right now. There is no one to guide you. This is an inside job. The inside is filled with the truth, the wisdom, and if you want to put it into form, the teachers, the mentors, the guides, the synchronicities, the miracles, the magic, the energy, the strength, the ideas, the books, the whatever. They're already here, they're already here, they're already here. Make room, make room, make room. And now it is time to rest. For the next wave is coming, the next hurdle, the next wall, the next place on your agenda, your soul's path. This is your sacred path. Welcome the next block and the next challenge. Go the new road. Don't overthink. Don't get washed away with the emotions. Allow it, accept it, write it, vent it, say it, write it, draw it, anything. Never ever give. Come back into yourself. Never ever give from seeking. Give from being. Come into yourself. Never ever be. Strive, crave, ask. Have a goal, attempt, or achieve by reaching out of yourself. Come back in. Drop down into the moment. Out. There is no place for the fears of before, the wounds and the stories of failure, betrayal, abandonment. They've now been accepted back into the womb of Gaia. Delphine, Gaia, Daphnis, the oracle, the original oracle, another daughter of Gaia. They're standing as a trinity of divine feminine silver light. Do I deserve this? Could this really be true and happening? Is this the moment? Yes and no and yes, and both exists now. What do you want to choose right now? Less pain, more pondering, no more burdens and carrying heaviness of agendas and nothing done and always behind and did it wrong. Come back into yourself. There's no way to be wrong. Out. There's no out. The next wave is coming. The next earthquake is going to happen. The next death is going to occur. The next cycle of life is going to happen. Up and down, even what seems solid turns to liquid. And this is the opportunity for the liquefaction and freedom. Now, rest. Go into the cave, the deepest cave. Go into the waters, the crystal blue waters, the deep green waters. Be welcomed by the divine. Sink into your own wisdom. You are the oracle. You are in Gaia. You are in you. You are the carrier of your own powers and codes, and the magic, sustenance, and wisdom is within Gaia. Purify again and again. Receive, release. Come back into yourself. Stop, despite whatever agreement you had, anything that continues the old pattern of doing or overgiving in any way that cuts you, that steals your time, your energy, that makes you face a wall of fear or frustration. Just stop now. Are we agreed? And I will lead you forward. This is Bast. Yes, Bast. I am ready. I keep coming back into myself, and this is where I want to be. I understand and acknowledge that I'm moving towards an even bigger wall, a bigger pain, a bigger challenge, a bigger initiation. But I understand and I know that I'm on a wisdom path and that I've made a sacred vow to be this. This is the vow to myself. And I will go through this initiation and the next one, and I will feel it and I will embody it, and then I will liquefy it. I receive your healing. Move forward. Divine One. I'm ready and willing to be a pillar of light, of divine feminine truth, reconnecting the power direct to source for all who are ready to walk this path. I release it through me into the Akasha. I release it through me into Gaia. I release it through me into the waters. I release it through me into this reality and this breath, into these waters and these trees, into this sanctuary and this building, into this community, into this world, into these celestials, and down into the crystals, to the liquid core of Gaia's earth, out through the portals, Middle Earth, up through the sacred stones, Stonehenge, Avebury, and into Avalon, up through the sacred stones at Delphi, up through the Greek places of truth and balance and wisdom and dream healing, Mycenae. Oh. Yes. Will you accept the powers that you had, the mentors or the teacher that you were on these sacred places, and continue your path even when you can't see how it will unfold. Yes. Can I see? Will I see? When will I see? When you let yourself see. For now, let me see for you. Let go. Let go. You can be the leader. You can be the chooser. Right now, you have to let go because you do not know how to navigate this territory, and you keep moving forward with things that are not optimal. This is a huge opportunity. We want to make an enormous leap. Will you let go and trust us? Will you be the one that sinks into the deep darkness? Will you be the one that feels it go raw now? Yes. 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 Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it off my crown. Lift it up all the way. You can go, you can go, you can go. Ah, blessings to you. Away, 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 away. Seriously? God, no wonder. I don't want to say it. 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 Ugh. Very judgmental, pious priest holding hands up like a blessing, but the monk kind with the shaved head and the thing, and the poor, the poverty vows of the judgment of being not good enough, but being better than others, and just rising up, and the whole hair and head on my crown won't leave that judgment, that agreement to be poor, to be locked away, to have the honor to work with the earth, and yet to have this dogma and these limits and these beliefs, that this judgmental, regulated way of living, choosing for you what you get to wear, what you get to see, what you get to express. There's no color, there's no flavor, there's no savory, there's no individuality except within the beauty of the connection to the earth and the silence and the gardens. Yes, I will. Okay, I will. I will take it with me, and you will take the rest with you. Agreed. Then we part ways now with gratitude and grace. Thank you, goodbye. Thank you, goodbye. Thank you, goodbye. Thank you, goodbye. And you are gone, and we are gone, and we are now dissolving. Oh, who's the sheep? I think the lamb goes with you. Take the Christian stuff, take the judgment, take the poverty. Move forward. There's freedom here, freedom here, freedom here, freedom here, freedom here. Oh, I get a little sheep too, a brand new little baby sheep. Thank you. A little lamb. A little lamb. My Emily. The joy. That's the birth for today. This rebirth is going to keep moving. It's opened a new pan. Whatever it was that opened is going to start to leak the toxins, the fears, the tar, the past, the pain. And this being a Christian past, this is going to be bloody. This is going to be painful. This is going to be torture and death and judgment. And it's going to go to the deepest vials of the demons. Are you going to do it? Yeah. I don't have a choice. I might as well come. Let's do it. Rest. I agree. And let there be water, and let there be light. And let the sun come now. The divination that is needed, the answers are here. They are revealed now. Gaia's messenger and your soul prophecy are now happening. Whatever you've been gifted with in this journey, you've been privy to a deep mystery initiation. This is cleansing, and this is a power path. Be sure to honor the self that has the mystery within you. You are a sister of the mystery schools. This is the reason you're here. Let it be, accept it, whatever it is, known or unknown. Nothing happened, everything happened. I didn't understand what happened, whatever it is, accept it, accept it, accept it, accept it, accept it. Thank you. And so it is. And I am complete. So the Blow Your Mind, goddess of infinite vision, came in the beginning, and I want to honor her and give you a little bit of this Blow Your Mind energy as we close. Thank you for spending these minutes with me. I know they weren't a waste of my time, and I know they weren't a waste of anyone's time. And now that they are released and in the Akasha, they're going to be a portal of healing and truth and divination and answers and everything else for all of those who are ready. Thank you for being one of the ones who's walked this path and is being in this place and is holding these energies. Stop asking, stop talking about your story. Let your mind be blown and enter infinite vision. That means you let go, and shed. Remember, you can't resurrect. You're not going to put yourself back together by bringing any of those past pieces that are toxic. This is astral travel, divine vision, multidimensional mind expansion, psychometry, and shifting realities. This is the next step. Rest. Thank you. Rest. Rest. And so it is. I appreciate all of you, and I'm going to close now. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this raw space and this magic moment. Know that everything here is going to maintain a clear connection to you in whatever way is optimal for your highest good. And if you feel drawn to work with me more, please reach out. I'm going to be back on the eclipse on Monday. And maybe before. This is the raw. This is going deep with the flow, letting it go. I could have done this on my own, and I did it with you, and I don't know why, but we've just done something together, and I honor and thank you for your co-creation. Namaste. Thank you, Bast. Again, I'm going to close with our divine parts of Gaia that lift away all we have just released, and it's some deep shit. And this isn't how I am all the time, and this is who I am in this moment. And I hope you'll do the same by acknowledging and accepting yourself. You're always different. You always will be. I hope you'll come on a retreat with me. There's a lot of very sacred things I want to do together with you in person in Avalon in October, hopefully this summer. If you're interested in Greece, I would very much like to speak with you as soon as possible. The energies there are shifting and changing, and it's a very, very powerful and yet I don't think it's intense. I'm not sure what the word is. There's a lot of blind spots to it right now in people. So I want to give thanks to everyone who was on my retreat with me, and to these two sacred masculine young men and their beautiful mother. Thank you. All of you are deep, deep, deep soul sisters and brothers, and I'm extremely honored to have gone through this with you. And all of you here, and all of you who are in my sacred circle, spirit guide circle, in my classes, in my mastermind. This is a journey of truth. And if you're doing it with me, it means that you are going through the deepest stuff, and you are going to get the best goodies, and it is worth it. And so you got to see me in my raw breakdown. Doesn't happen that often anymore, to be honest, but I'm actually really happy I know already the blessing this is. I already know the power of the medicine of what we've just done. We've traveled between the worlds. When you're with me, it is always magic. We are always moving through different dimensions and time. And whatever you've received is yours. And if you were told, acknowledge, accept, release what was, go ahead and blow your mind. Namaste.